Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA. We're back with our friend Chris from Restomods, and if you guys missed the episode, what was that, a few months ago, we did the Chevelle.
Brought a rowdy Chevelle, that was fun.
I asked Chris this morning, because it's been one that's really curious to me of like, you guys put a couple $100,000 or so into a car?
Yeah.
And then you give it away for the purchase of a t-shirt or a hat or whatever it might be.
Exactly.
At some point, I can't wait to talk to the CEO of your company and go, hey, so is there any chance you can let me on the inside of your numbers?
How does it work? Tell me how it works.
We wish we could pick the winner, but
yeah,
it's luck of the draw, really. So
yeah.
As long as you like cars and you like what you see, you could win one of these. So.
Yep. This is your next giveaway car, yeah?
Yeah, this is the one now. So after that Chevelle ended, that was a supercharged 6-speed car. We got addicted to that combination. So another supercharged 6-speed car. This one is a Camaro, 68 Camaro.
I love that you picked a 68 Camaro. Like nothing against 69 or 67 or any other gen, but 68 seems to be like the redheaded stepchild of the bunch, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of that in between, like the debut of the Camaro and then the iconic one, the 69. So this is in between. So there's little differences, but yeah, it's still a really cool car.
So I already saw more than I needed to. I turned away quickly because I didn't want, I've been trying to not follow you guys on this car until we shot it, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's pop the hood, but I already see an LT4 under here, I think, right?
And that's what's exciting about this car, because the outside, obviously it's a 68 RS SS, but yeah, supercharged LT4. This is like the big boy GM crate engine right now. Just a great engine, the way it delivers power.
Great engine.
Great engine.
I had a 2017 ZL1 Camaro, same engine.
This is it.
And I left it bone stock, making 650, matched to torque, you know, it's personally I don't need more than that, especially when we're talking about
it's hard to handle.
granny assist car, you know?
Yeah, and this is a lot lighter than what those engines normally come in, so the power to weight's good. It is like you said, it's bone stock crate engine from GM with their computer. So it hasn't had any crazy tuning done to it. It's 650, reliable horsepower, smooth idle, just a ripper of an engine. I love the way it delivers the power to it. It's so smooth and linear, and it's great.
Yeah. What does it go to transmission-wise?
So 6-speed Tremec, Magnum 6-speed, going back to a 12-bolt rear end. Where this car kind of really tries to catch up to the engine is the chassis. So this has an Art Morrison front subframe with all Corvette suspension components and steering rack and stuff.
Probably based on the C7, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Exactly. So that helps bring the suspension, the braking, the handling kind of up to standards of what the engine is.
Yeah.
So the suspension in the rear is a RideTech 4-link with coilovers, so coilovers all around, subframe connectors, just all the Gen 1 Camaro stuff that you see that guys do, and so many companies make really cool parts for this that this one has a little mix and match of it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, all the companies you mentioned are super reputable. I've experienced all of their products, you know.
Yeah.
You're talking about everything you're talking about so far, from the crate engine from GM, which I know that thing's got a warranty on it if it's a brand new engine.
Yeah, exactly,
you know?
exactly.
I know the Magnum transmission, it'll hold up to about 900-ish horsepower,
no
so
problem.
you're good there.
No problem.
I thought it's interesting. I was expecting you to say, because so often what we hear on the rear end is a 9-inch, right? But to hear a 12-bolt.
Yeah, 12-bolt posi,
obviously.
So pretty strong rear end. I haven't had any issues with it, so. Yeah.
And is this like the Chevelle, Chris, where you and the Restomods team does the bulk of the build of this car?
No, all the credit for the build of this car has to go to David White out of Washington. He built this as his dream car. This is actually like the second powertrain I believe he's had in this car. So he's had it together for a while and just kept upgrading it till he got to this level where he was happy with it, and then decided to sell it. So it fit the bill for what we were looking for a giveaway car. We did a few little things to it, but yeah, credit goes to him. He did all the heavy lifting. This is his baby, so.
This is stunning, and I gotta tell you, dude, I was trying to not look, but when I look at the paint and body, is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I was trying to not print it up, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. It's a black car. As you wipe it, it's dirty again.
Yeah, totally.
That was the other thing about this car, is paint and body is so hard on a classic car and a black car. So when we saw the level that this was finished to, we had to have it. So, you know, first gen Camaros aren't always the best from the factory, but original RSSS, black with the white stripes, but way better than new as far as paintwork, fit and finish. So
this car is beautiful, dude.
it's a great looking car.
Are those the opening?
Yeah, so that's all Detroit speed stuff.
This is always the question when I see those. Do they work? Let's see. Boom, boom.
Yeah, when we got the car, they had a little bit of trouble. They had the Detroit speed kit on it, but they take a lot of adjusting.
That's what it is, just adjusting, right?
Yeah, just spend some time on it. And it has Holley LED lights in the front, so it's nice and bright.
I saw it's a boosted brake. What's the brake setup on the car?
So it has power brakes with a CPP master cylinder, big Willwood 6-piston brakes in the front, like basically a Willwood upgrade for a C7 Corvette. And then Willwood's in the rear as well with a 4-piston. It stops really well.
I'll bet it does.
The power assist, normally I'm a manual brake guy. I think we talked about that last time.
Both of us agree on that.
I like the linear feel of a manual brake pedal. It works on this car because of the variable valve timing. This thing makes enough vacuum at idle to keep that booster full, so it's more consistent. Sometimes we get these cars with a bigger cam and a power brake setup is just
horrible.
Inconsistent.
Horrible, horrible. How about your wheel tire setup on here as far as sizes? And what are the wheels, do you know?
So these are Bose, forged wheels, 2-piece wheels, real high quality forged wheel. 18s in the front, I believe these are 18 by 9s with Continental tires all around. And then the backs are 19 by 10s. So the car is mini tub to fit that.
It is, nice. And it looks like you got a, what is that, a 325 back there?
No, you know what? This is just a 295. We got a little 295 in there.
Wow, it's interesting because it looks a lot, I mean, gotta be honest, it looks a lot bigger.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
So
really cool. You know what I'm not in love with? Personal. Chrome wheels, right? But how easy is it to get a different set of wheels?
It's funny, that was the biggest debate when we got this car. There was little things we wanted to change mechanically, but visually, wheels and tires make the car. And we even played with maybe getting these refinished and with like a brush lip to tone it down a little. End of the day, I think the big reason we decided to leave the chrome is because the car is so classic looking on the outside. It has so much chrome. So we ended up leaving it. There is a cache on top of this car that you're gonna win. So the nice thing about wheels and tires, they unbolt, you can swap them, so.
I see exhaust coming all the way to the back, which is nice.
Yeah, on an F body, it's a little bit hard to snake it over a 4-link, you know, with the Ride Tech. But
for sure.
Shout out, like I said, the original builder, Dave White, he was able to find an exhaust shop that got it all the way over the axle so that your tips come out the back. It's got dual exhaust with Flowmaster Super 40s, so just a classic muffler and exhaust setup. LED taillights in the back, just to kind of give the lighting the upgrade. A nice Ride Tech gas cap too. That's kind of the only.
I was just gonna say, the gas cap's really
kind of the only custom touch on the outside, so it's kind of cool, a nice little modern touch. Gives you a hint of maybe what's underneath in this car.
And the bumpers haven't been adjusted at all, huh?
No,
that's all stock set.
Factory bumper, just when they put the car back together after paint, they put a lot of attention to detail to get everything aligned and fitting better.
Super timeless looking car, dude.
Yeah.
Is the, I'm assuming, trunks finished out a little bit as well?
Yeah, it's got a carpet kit in it.
Can we pop it open real quick?
Supplies and everything. Yeah, I'm gonna grab the keys.
Just curious. Even the classic spoiler, which is so perfectly fit to this body.
Yeah, so we...
Yeah, super simple.
Not a big trunk, carpet kit, got a car cover, some cleaning supplies. Cal car cover helps us out with the brand, sponsors us, so every time someone wins a car, they get a nice cover for it. Especially with a black car, you want to keep the dust off of it.
I tell you what, they don't pay me a dime, but I've bought in plenty of their car covers.
Great product.
They're the best, I think.
Great product.
I mean, hands down, I think they're the best.
So yeah, with the tasteful classic vibe of the car, we always try and walk that line with the Restomod. We want a car that appeals to a greater amount of people.
Of course.
And a classic 68 Camaro, everyone remembers this is how the car essentially looked when it was new. So it's got that classic feel to it still.
This is another thing that caught my eye right away. Now I'm seeing that it's a TMI interior. I mean, the houndstooth against the black and white with the classic 68 look.
It's the best.
It's so tastefully done in here.
Yeah, and it's comfortable in there. It's all TMI stuff. The back seat was reupholstered and narrowed a little bit to fit the mini tubs.
That doesn't go back?
Yeah, not a big car.
Not a big car.
The TMI seats, I will say, they have a lot of added bolstering, but they also put you higher and closer to the wheel because of all that extra foam.
Got it.
And so we played with a few things. You know, classic Camaros had a really dished steering wheel and they had a flatter dash. So we spaced the steering wheel out a little bit to get you some hand space between this
so TMI you're not
dash.
Right up against your
you're not banging your knuckles. The tilt column.
I like the simplicity of the wheel you guys have on here, actually.
Yeah, it's just a Grant steering wheel that's leather wrapped with some matching stitching.
Yeah.
It just feels right in the car.
I personally like the way leather feels on my hand. Rough leather like this, how it feels on my hand versus Alcantara.
Yeah, so all Dakota digital gauges with the kind of very Camaro thing is to have that console, you know, gauge setup right there. So
that's super cool.
I love that. Very
that's
Camaro thing.
so classic to the Camaro. There's this I think it's a really neat time right now where you're getting a lot of stuff like this interior wise that you can tell it's not stock.
Yeah.
But it's not so far removed from what once was.
Right.
You know? No, I'm gonna buy more of your damn merch. The way I look at it with any of these contests, somebody's got to win.
Somebody has to win. Yeah.
Somebody's gonna win.
Yeah, we don't know who, and like the Chevelle that you drove.
Yeah.
A lady from Iowa won it. She's actually flying in next week, so that should be a fun experience to let her get used to that car. And she always wanted a '69 Chevelle, so she knew exactly what she was signing up for.
That's a lot of car to get used to,
man. It's a lot of car.
Man.
It's a lot of car, but you know, I think she's got it. We'll see.
Got to comment again. Sorry to say, but man, it's another company. They don't pay me a dime, but TMI, you know, the idea that what you get is a fairly custom interior, but not really.
Right.
You're not.
It's so good, and they know how to make it still look classic and look like it should be, like the Houndstooth, you know? It's just, it's killer.
All right, yeah, drive time, boys. That's another one, maybe it's an age thing, but like when we were younger, we liked loud.
Yeah.
Now it's pretty rad to have a car that, because I can already tell if I put my foot in it, when you put your foot in it later, it's going to wake up, make some noise. But we're having a totally comfortable conversation, you know? I mean, but yet it's rowdy in the sense that you do have 650 horsepower, supercharged, manual, it's...
Yeah, and that LT4 too, you get all that without the like, you don't compromise the idle, you know, like it idles smooth, like everything's good.
I love the whole seating position. I just want the shifter right here.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so you don't have to reach for it.
What's the rear end gearing on this?
373.
Nice.
Yeah.
Boy, it felt like it was just right on point, like it's not too tall.
It seems happy. Even like on the freeway, I was cruising in 5th, it was happy, and then 6th, it just boom, it drops down to like 2,000 RPM.
Suspension does feel really good, man.
Yeah, this car, the 4-link and all the coilovers, they make a difference in these cars.
If any of you guys that are into this world of car have never driven a true original car, you should go experience it sometime, so then you can experience just how good these are.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the power delivery of the LT4.
Yeah, right. It's so smooth and linear.
It is, and it's so ready to go.
Yeah.
But then you dump it down and go into cruise mode like that, and you're chilling. There's
even at that low RPM, the torque is still there. You know,
dude,
like,
it's so bitchin'. God bless companies like you guys that do this, man. The idea of somebody buys a shirt, hat, whatever they buy, it just kind of trips me out, that business model that it...
I mean, it's cool to be able to put a car like this into the hands of somebody that may not have access to it normally, you know, because all these parts aren't cheap, you know, and this is a dream car for most people. They've built it in their head. But whatever life circumstances, it's not that easy to just go out and buy one or build it, you know, so making it accessible to everybody, it just helps the hobby that, you know, it's like these cars aren't just for the elite.
You start adding up the price of the parts on this car, I mean, I know you're edging up into, call it $100,000 in parts, because you got the subframe,
Yeah.
the 4-link rear.
Right. Yeah, and then the paint job.
A
nice black paint job.
You start putting it all together. I mean, this is probably, you build it yourself, different, but for the average guy that doesn't do that and, you know, goes to a builder, I'll bet you replicate this car, couple $100,000 probably.
Yeah, it could easily, you know, like you said, paint and labor, paying someone talented to put it all together, you know. It's one of those things that's why it's so awesome to be able to give it back, you know, to like almost like we put these cars back into the wild, you know.
It's a super interesting business model with you guys, and I know you're not the only ones, but it seems like I think you guys are probably, I don't know, for me you're the most well known, maybe because what you're giving away is Restomod cars.
Yeah, you're paying attention more.
yeah, totally. But the idea that, like, obviously it makes your business money, which is the only way businesses stay alive.
Right, yeah.
This car can end up in the hands of a guy that dreams about it, but maybe he works, you know, a $40,000 a year job.
Right, yeah.
And isn't going to be able to ever own anything close to this, you know? But now he can. I mean,
Yeah.
That's rad, dude.
This thing pulls pretty
Ton
good.
of acceleration, ton of braking.
This thing pulls, man.
Holy shit, bro. This car gets down. Woohoo! Ah, I love that kind of acceleration.
A little bit of scratch in third there.
I heard the chirp there. I almost feel like I make too big of a deal about it, but I know it's important to mention it over and over, is when you upgrade suspension and it's done right, think about it. If you drop that in a bone stock 68 Camaro, bro, I mean, it'd be all over the road.
Think about, like, you know, we just broke the tires loose in third, going probably 60.
Yeah.
You want a suspension that's gonna feel planted to do all that, you know?
So cool. I really like this car. This is bitchin'. That, man.
I like
fucking chirping third again.
Yeah, this thing's got the torque. That's
but
so
it really,
fun.
that ride tech rear really works nicely, doesn't it?
You can feel it just squat down. And
you do. You totally feel it squatting and digging, you know?
And even chirping, it's not getting all out of shape, you know?
Nope. And that was like effortless. It's smoky as hell.
Dude, just dumped it in second.
And that was second gear,
just
dude. This thing makes so much torque down there.
These Continentals are pretty sticky, but yeah, that torque just lights them up.
Sick. That is a true Restomod, in my opinion. And remember this, I mean, we've talked about it in the video. Someone's gonna win this car, man. That LT4 motor alone makes you want in on it. Then the way the suspension's set, the way the car drives, this thing's absolutely a wonderful, wonderful car. I look forward to seeing who wins. Gotta be honest, I hope it's me. And if I haven't mentioned it in a while, check out our store, atlamerch.com. All your support really helps when you buy shirts, hats, keychains, any of the stuff we have to offer. It really does help the channel out a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Big thanks for hanging and watching, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, man, later.